What would you say if I told you there's an industry in Canada right now where 2/3 of company CEOs have been buying into the stocks, where there is massive public and government support to build infrastructure to support this industry, where there is a sudden turn in the potential long-term profits of this industry, and where the stocks haven't moved at all? We're talking about Canada's oil and gas industry again today. And this has been a huge topic on the channel because I seriously think this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. We almost never see an industry like this suddenly get so much support to unlock its potential without seeing massive run-ups in stocks. I mean, we're still seeing some of these stocks down year to date. We're still seeing some of them down on a 1-year basis. And yet, so many things are lining up to make these companies insanely profitable. And the executives, they understand this. Today, we're going to talk about why 2/3, 66% of these companies have seen insiders buying, and why this is one of the best bullish signals for investors like you and me. I'm going to jump over to an article. It's on Yahoo Finance, straight from BMO, and it talks about why these Canadian oil and gas CEOs are buying millions in company stock. Beautiful quote right off the bat here. Although there are many reasons why insiders sell, there's only one reason they buy. Of course, it's because they know something that the market doesn't. Stock's going to go up. Now, this article talks in some detail about obviously the trade war that's been going on, the fact that it's been impacting the stock markets of not only Canada, but the world, obviously. And to put a dollar figure, we've seen 27 million worth of open market purchases over the last 90 days among 28 companies. So these are big. We're not talking a couple 100,000. We're talking millions, tens of millions of dollars being bought by insiders alone. These aren't institutions, right? When you see hedge funds buying into companies, you see billions of dollars. But seeing individuals buying up tens of millions of dollars of shares within a 3-month period, this is a hugely bullish sign. This could be as bullish as all of the announcements and news and political sentiment we've seen, or more. Because these guys know something that nobody else does. They know what's wrong inside the companies. And the author here points that out. This is a massive reassurance to investors that there are no skeletons in the closet. We're not about to have the rug pulled out from under us. Otherwise, insiders would be selling. They mention a couple specific companies. Obviously, there are some that are specifically better opportunities thanks to valuation numbers, and others that might not be quite the same level of opportunity. But the important thing here, it's rare. It's really, really rare to see broad-based insider buying. How often do insiders all agree with one another on what to buy? Not very often. And to see it from CEOs, CFOs, other officers is huge. And it's a massive proxy for how sort of internal personnel feel about these companies. Now I'll pause the advertisement Yahoo's playing right there, but I'm going to take it back to the camera here. And I cannot emphasize enough how important this is. CEOs and insiders more generally, but specifically the people at the top that have that bird's eye view, that know the nitty gritty about the company, that have been there for a long time, that run the operations, that run the numbers, that see what's happening. They're the ones that would know exactly how bad the trade war is going to impact them. If these guys were selling stocks, I wouldn't be making these videos, because if they knew something that I didn't, and they were trying to get rid of their shares in these companies, well, why would we want to be buying them? But if they're buying, that means they see all the threats. They see the short-term dangers. They see the potential pitfalls. They understand all the things that could be happening, and they're willing to buy anyways, because they understand this industry and they see what I see, that it's hugely undervalued and that it has a real opportunity right now to completely transform the energy landscape in Canada. We could be seeing another boom, the likes of which we have not seen in Canada in recent memory. We could be seeing an equivalent boom to what we saw down in Texas with shale oil. And let me tell you, we're not going to talk about tens of millions of dollars of investments. If these CEOs and I am correct, we're going to be talking about tens or hundreds of billions of dollars. We're going to be talking about massive projects, huge amounts of resource, huge amounts of wealth created, not only for us as investors, but for the nation. We're going to see huge amounts of infrastructure investments as these things get built up. We'll see the private sector just absolutely start to flex its muscles. And all of this is potentially coming at a time when both sides of the Canadian political spectrum are finally agreeing on something. I've mentioned this a couple times, but a few months ago, you could not convince 2/3 of Canadians to agree on anything. Today, we are seeing both real contenders to be Canada's next prime minister agree that we need pipelines built. We need to support these industries. We need to support our mining industry as well. We need to support all of our industries, but specifically this industry that is so hamstrung by its geographic positioning, by its risks, by its dependence on the United States. This industry needs investment. And if it comes, then these CEOs are going to make a killing. And that is why I have been saying, as a Canadian investor, this is a place, this is an industry, this is a space you need to pay attention to. Not only have these companies been cash flow machines, returning billions and billions of dollars to shareholders, but they might become growth beasts as well. And if that happens, sky's the limit. That's about all I have for you folks today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know, do you agree? Do you think these CEOs are on the right track? Do you think these companies know what they're talking about? Or do you think there's something we're all missing? Love to hear that down in the comments below. And I have talked about lots of specific companies. I've talked about some industry-wide trends that I think are huge. Please do check those out. It's been a constant topic here on the channel for the last little while. But I think the next little bit, we're going to get into some of the other opportunities in Canada, and I'm excited to talk about that as well. Let me know, are there any industries you want to hear me talk about specifically? With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.